Detective Kang Ji-ho had spent his entire career in the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency hunting criminals, but nothing prepared him for the day he realized that the greatest criminal of them all sat in the Blue House. President Choi Tae-sung had once been a beacon of hope, but years of corruption, oppression, and ruthless control had turned him into a dictator in all but name. Kang had sworn to uphold the law, but now, he faced the hardest decision of his life. Should he break it to save his country? The death of investigative journalist Lee Min-seo was the final straw. She had been one of Kang's closest friends, and her last message before her mysterious suicide contained evidence linking President Choi to illegal arms deals, secret prisons, and political assassinations. Kang knew that if he pursued this case through official channels, he would end up just like Min-seo, silenced. Instead, he reached out to an underground resistance group known as Walbindang, a network of activists, ex-soldiers, and whistleblowers who had been preparing for the day someone within the system decided to fight back. Kang's first meeting with the leader of Walbindang, a former intelligence officer known only as Ghost, was tense. They didn't trust him, and he didn't trust them. But they had the resources, and he had the knowledge. Together, they devised a plan: expose President Choi's crimes, rally the people, and dismantle the corrupt regime. However, time was against them. The president's secret police were already closing in on Min-seo's sources, erasing evidence and eliminating witnesses. If Kang and Ghost didn't act fast, the truth would die with them. Using his position within the police force, Kang orchestrated a raid on a government facility believed to house classified documents on Choi's dealings. What he found was even worse than expected: records of torture camps, lists of enemies of the state marked for execution, and transcripts of conversations where Choi ordered political rivals to be taken care of. But before he could escape with the files, he was betrayed. Someone within Walbindang had leaked his plans. Captured and tortured by the government's intelligence agency, Kang endured weeks of relentless interrogation. But he refused to break. Just when all seemed lost, Ghost and the remaining members of Walbindang launched a daring rescue mission, extracting Kang from the depths of the secret prison. Weakened but not broken, Kang knew that they had only one chance left: a public reckoning. On the anniversary of Choi's rise to power, Kang and his allies infiltrated the state-controlled broadcasting station. As the president delivered his propaganda-filled speech to the nation, they hijacked the broadcast. Live footage of Choi's crimes played across every television screen in the country. The people saw the truth, and the nation erupted in outrage. As protests turned into riots and the military fractured between those loyal to Choi and those who refused to support tyranny, the dictator realized his time was up. The last report Kang received was that Choi had fled the Blue House in a desperate attempt to escape justice. But Kang would not let him run. He had dedicated his life to the law, and now, he would deliver justice the way it was meant to be. With the nation watching, Kang confronted Choi in his private jet before it could take off. One bullet ended the reign of terror, but the real battle had just begun. South Korea needed to rebuild, and Kang had no intention of letting another dictator rise in Choi's place. Justice was not just about punishing the guilty. It was about ensuring the future remained in the hands of the people. The streets of Seoul, once filled with fear, were now alive with hope. Kang Ji-ho was no longer a detective. He was a symbol. A man who had chosen justice over obedience, truth over silence. As he looked upon the changing skyline, he knew that the fight was not over. But this time, it was a fight they could win. And he would always be there to see it through. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more stories.